What's up? Welcome back into another video here on the FanTC YouTube channel. I got Eric Wagner joining me from the FanTC Hockey Podcast, also the Fantasy Football League. So he does have fantasy football
Yeah,
knowledge, not just a hockey guy. He's in our Fantasy Football League, which I don't feel like I've said before. So if anyone is looking at his pick sideways, he does actually play fantasy football. It
but I
is true.
also do deserve to catch a lot of shit for my fantasy football play. I won't deny that. It
but
was 2 years in
we
4 leagues, came in last place in all four of them.
Oh, that's all right. That's it. There's always room for improvement, and that's why we're here. That's why we're mock drafting, getting ready for the next season. We are, I guess, at this point, like 27 days away from our fantasy draft in Lake of the Ozarks, so that'll be a good trip. Make sure to follow on social. I'm trying to get the social game up before we get down there. Try and get it going. Try and post some pictures of the draft and of our trip. But Eric, we got a little bit of a fun one here. This isn't. I don't know if you're in any 18 leagues. I certainly am not. But it should be a fun draft. We're doing 8 team super flex, so we're going to have a lot of quarterbacks. Should be some pretty good quarterback heavy teams.
Yeah,
But let's go ahead and randomize here. I get the 1, you get the 4.
I'm
All
back in the
right.
four.
Are you? Do you want to do 4 again, or you want to switch it up?
No, it's
I'm
fine
okay
with
with
me.
re-randomizing it. All right, let's go. All right, let's do it. Make sure that these got updated. Yep, absolutely. All right, let's start the draft. So in sleeper, I'll give you the heads up as well. Quarterbacks are going to fly off the board, especially the elite ones. Not all
Yeah,
super flex leagues are going to be like that. I'm personally in one where you can probably wait to like the third or fourth round before taking your first quarterback and still get a pretty high tier guy. Here, there's no doubt about it. If you want a high tier guy, you just got to grab him. So I'm just going to get my guy, Patrick Mahomes. I don't get to draft him very much because unfortunately I don't play in a lot of super flex and I don't like to draft him in the first or second round where he tends to go in some of my leagues. So
yeah.
I will happily take him in this mock and build around him. Justin
I'm gonna go.
Jefferson off at team 3. I'm very surprised about that.
I was gonna take Jettas if he didn't get taken, but because he did, I'm gonna go Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, don't blame you. Love Lamar this season. That was on our quarterback disagreements episode. I kind of gave my case for Lamar. I think he is he can absolutely ball out, and he does have QB1 potential, which is always important when drafting a quarterback early.
And now I'm gonna go Cooper Cup. Team
I do
three, no
not blame you.
quarterbacks yet. Weird.
Yeah, the only one. Well, once you get off of Trevor Lawrence, there's a little bit of a lull in the
That's
AI
fair.
drafting of quarterbacks because you get jumped down to Deshaun Watson. So that's just kind of, I feel like that's just like the AI algorithm or whatever. For me here, this is interesting. I think I just got to go Austin Eckler. For me, Austin Eckler's in those top 7 guys. I would take him over AJ Brown for the positional guys. So I got to grab Eckler here. Just go with my rankings. And then second one here, I'm not going to go Deshaun Watson. I don't feel like now that I already have one really good quarterback, I feel like my super flex can be a little bit, not as I can
Yeah,
wait a little bit on is what I'm trying to say without stuttering. So I'm just going to go Bijan. I did not draft Bijan. I actually have Saquon higher in my rankings, so kind of condescending. God damn, I can't talk today. But kind of going against my rankings there, but I like Bijan Robinson. I think camp hype's coming out quite a bit on him, and he looks like he's going to be a baller. So I'm kind of getting a little bit excited about him.
and I'm gonna take the guy you said you had ranked higher. Give me some Saquon on my team.
Yeah, Nick and I are finalizing our running back rankings, and I think Jonathan Taylor is one of the hardest people to rank right now because
That
he
makes
has so
sense.
much
Yeah.
potential, but you just have no idea what's going on. And he went before Saquon, which I think is wild. I was just writing him down. I have JT as my 10th running back. So, I mean, I would have taken all of the other guys that have been drafted over him so far.
I'm gonna take
Yes.
Jalen Waddle here.
Yeah, it's a nasty wide receiver core right there for you. I'm going to get a guy again. A lot of camp hype coming out. I really think it's been looking nice. I'm going to go Amon-Ra St. Brown. I get a wide receiver 1 caliber player all the way on the 4 or 5 turn. And then I'm going to go with another guy who I think has wide receiver 1 caliber potential in Chris Olave. So I get
Yeah.
St. Brown, Chris Olave in the 4 or 5 turn with Eckler and Robinson as my running backs. Oh, his 8 team teams are they are sweet for sure.
Yeah. Um, I was really hoping that Tua would fall back to me here so I could stack him with Waddle, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Hell yeah, Lamar Jackson, Tua, those two stay healthy. That's a hell of a wider or quarterback duo.
Their odds of both of them staying healthy, I feel like, is fairly
Yeah,
low.
that's the rough part right there for sure.
I think that I want to go with a running back here, but I don't really want Jameer Gibbs. I feel like there's just a lot going on in that backfield. Yeah, I'm going to go with Aaron Jones. He's been nothing if not consistent for the Packers.
I'm with you. I'm actually very curious to see where Nick has Gibbs ranked. I have him as my 22nd wide receiver behind a lot of other guys that are still available out there on in this draft. I just don't think there's going to be as big of a role in Detroit as people are just automatically giving him. I think everyone just sleeps on how good of a running back David Montgomery is. And he's going to get a good amount of work in Detroit. They paid him for a reason. So for me, so this is where draft strategy I think kind of comes into play a little bit because it's an 8-team league, so you need to have the top tier players at every position if you can, because you're going to be basically playing stack team upon stack team upon stack team each and every week. So right now, I have Eckler, Robinson, St. Brown, Olave, and Mahomes. All of those players I think have the number one overall potential at their position. Tight end, I don't think there's anyone at tight end right now I need to grab that I feel super great about. You know, if you like Kyle Pitts or Dallas Goddard, they're out there, but I'm okay waiting when it's those two guys. So I'm gonna go a little bit, I'd say, kind of crazy here. I'm gonna go Anthony Richardson and shoot for the upside
Ooh.
of Anthony Richardson, and then I'm going to go ahead and just pair it automatically and get another quarterback in case Anthony Richardson is not either the week one starter or doesn't pan out, and go with the guy that I'm going to trust again for him to do what he did last year, but I don't really know if I can, and that's Geno Smith. I think for
I thought you were going to go
fantasy,
Rodgers there over Smith.
yeah, I don't know, man. I just think Seattle has so many weapons. They added more weapons. Their
Yeah.
team
Oh,
should
yeah.
be
They have
better.
so
Like it's just it's such a good opportunity for him again. And again, for me here, he is hopefully just riding the bench for me, and Anthony Richardson starting and running all over the place and doing what Justin Fields did last year for this team.
Yeah.
That's the goal behind those two picks there.
I'm going to go back to the well of running backs and go Joe Mixon.
Don't blame you at all. Having three quarterbacks this early is, like I said, risky as shit because I just let a whole bunch of talent go off the board in those 16 or I guess 14 picks between
Nice.
Geno and my next one. So
And I think, yes, I am going to go. Oh, do I want Dallas Goddard or Kyle Pitts? I think I'm going to go Goddard here. Tight end. Team three
oh no,
disagreed with.
Miles Sanders, you got to be kidding me.
That was the other guy I was considering when I took Mixon, honestly.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And if he wouldn't have been your fourth running back, I think I would have taken him instead of Dallas Goddard if he would have won someone else instead of Mixon in that spot. So that is, I think, pretty good value for Team 2. For me, I'm really just kind of looking at wide receivers and running backs here. I would have considered Kyle Pitts because the next best wide receiver is Drake London, and I think I'd rather have Pitts over London. Um, Nick made some good arguments on Kyle Pitts. I'm not the highest on him. I probably won't draft a bunch of them, but I think if you're getting them around where Dallas Goddard is, that's good value. So I'm not going to argue with that. I'm going to go with a guy that has been getting good camp hype, and I kind of just he was my guy of last year. I picked him up the week before he broke out in every single league, so I just kind of really like him. I'm going to go Christian Watson with that pick. And then on the second turn for the running back, I'm going to go ahead and just snag Dameon Pierce, grab another high-end guy at that position, so that way I have three of each going into this next round here.
Let me just have a look at my roster real quick.
Tua, Lamar, Saquon, Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon, Cup and Waddle, Dallas Goddard.
Yes, indeed. So I could really just use depth at anything. All right. I'm gonna. Oh, jeez. I think I'm gonna take DeAndre Swift here. The other guy I'm looking at is DJ Moore, but I'm gonna go with the running back because I think wideouts are gonna be easier to get their hands on.
Yeah, I seeing DeAndre Swift still on the board. I kind of wish I would have taken him over Damian Pierce. Looking back on it, but yeah, I think it's a good pick. Really good pick.
Oh, I'm back on the clock. I'm an idiot. All right.
I was like, damn, this is a fucking decision right now.
Nope, just not paying attention. I'm gonna go Rashad White. Is this PPR scoring or no?
I believe I didn't change the PPR. I think it's still half point per reception.
Yeah, I like that then.
Yeah. Yeah, I like. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's a two quarterback setting, so I believe it is full PPR. So yeah, I like Rashad White where you got him for sure. He's a guy when I did my rankings, I had trouble placing him because of just what opportunity he's going to get in Tampa Bay. But I think just for a pure opportunity standpoint, like Miles Sanders, like Joe Mixon, I just don't think there's a lot of guys there that can compete for opportunities with him right now. And I think
Yeah,
that's it's gonna be nice for him. Um, so again, I kind of made the argument on day 17 for Darren Waller. I just think that there's a chance he could be the Giants' number one option. Again, when you're in these smaller leagues, you need to have a positional advantage or at least have a top guy. So I can't risk, so either team two taking their tight end or another team doubling up on potentially the last elite level tight end. So I'm going to grab Darren Waller. I don't love him, but when you can get him that late, you kind of just got to be happy and take him there.
yeah,
Um, and then again, what I'm looking for here, when rosters are this shallow, the waiver wire is going to be plentiful for you with running backs and wide receivers that break out. You really just want to grab guys that you think could be dominant and breakout players on their team. So I'm going to again draft Javonte Williams here, and if he is that guy, I mean his ceiling's way higher than Pierce, Rashad White, Dalvin Cook, James Conner, all of these guys at this point in
yeah.
their careers. If he can be healthy week one, so in an 8-team league, I think it's important to shoot for upside in the draft.
I was kind of hoping Michael Thomas would fall back, or not Michael Thomas. Mike Evans was going to fall back to me, but
Yeah.
no. I'm gonna go Hollywood Brown with the departure of D Hop. I think he might get the ball thrown to him.
Yeah, he's going to be especially in full PPR, he's just going to be a target hog in Arizona. In full PPR, he's going to be relevant just on catches alone, even if he doesn't have a large yardage total or touchdowns. I just think he's going to get peppered with targets no matter who the quarterback is. So I like that pick, and you're back on the clock.
Indeed. I don't know if I've actually heard Quentin Johnston camp hype or if I just saw like one good highlight of him in camp, but I think I'm going to take him here because of that.
Yep. I don't blame you. I mean, when you're drafting this late again in this kind of format, you want to draft for upside. There's a chance Mike Williams gets hurt because Mike Williams always gets hurt, and Johnston has the opportunity that not very many other rookies have. So I love snagging him there. Um, okay. The running back room. Khalil Herbert's the only real guy that I'm interested in, or Antonio Gibson, but I'm not really that excited about playing either of them. Like, for either of them to actually touch my starting lineup, it's going to have to be a pretty rough season for me. So I don't really love that. I already have three quarterbacks, so I don't think I can risk taking like a Kyler Murray this late. Even though if I would have known Kyler Murray would have made it this far, I'd probably take someone different than the Anthony Richardson Geno Smith combo that I did earlier. I'd probably just snag Kyler, but that's okay. Who do I think has the biggest upside potential? That's what I've been drafting on. Damn, I get all the way down there to Sky Moore. That's the one that lights up to me. Okay. So again, it's an 18 league. The waiver wire is going to be plentiful for you if you need to pick someone up. So I'm going to go with again someone who I think is just a freak athlete, could be a difference maker. I'm going to go David Njoku, double up at tight end. And then wide receiver, I mean, I know it's a shallow team. He's definitely not going to get drafted. I could just pick him up, but I want him. I think that he has big time potential. I'm taking Sky Moore every chance I get. So if it does not work out for Sky Moore, your boy is going to be hurting this season.
I'm going to go with Zay Flowers, who I also got in the last draft, but I didn't have Lamar Jackson to stack him with, so I'm pretty happy
Yep,
about that.
for sure. All right,
18.
18. Yeah, that was fun. That was really fast. Also, that's gonna be about
Yeah,
half the time our last one was.
teams
Holy
are
cow!
fucking stacked.
Yeah, so let's go through yours. Lamar Jackson, two at the quarterback position. Again, like I said, if those guys stay healthy, that's probably the best two combo. I mean, there's a Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence combo in the
Yeah, it's
league.
the only one I was going to say. That one's pretty damn good, too.
Yeah, I like Jackson Tua
Even
more
Allen
than Fields
Watson
and
is very
Dak.
good, too.
Allen and Watson can be very good. I agree. Team three ends up getting Cousins and Rodgers. I know we commented on them. I mean, their running back, wide receivers, pretty nasty. I think I would have went Tyreek Hill over AJ Brown in the second round, but
Yeah, I
Jefferson,
definitely agree with
Brown,
that.
Taylor, Jacobs, Ramondre for your core of your team, and then you just throw Cousins and Rodgers on the end of it. I don't mind that,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, it's
That's
pretty
a pretty
solid.
good recovery. um, all right, I think I was going through yours. Barkley, then Cup and Waddle for your two wide receivers, then Brown, Johnston, and Flowers with high upside potential, and then Dallas Goddard at your tight end. I like that team there. In an 8-team league, I think you got all the upside that you need at every position. What do you think of your team?
I like it a lot. I need one of my two rookies at the end of the draft to kind of have a breakout, but if not, like you said, the waiver wire is going to be pretty hot, so not going to be too big of an issue.
Yep, for sure. And then I took the risky route of going Patrick Mahomes, Anthony Richardson, Geno Smith as my quarterbacks. Again, if Richardson's a week one starter and he's able to run around and do stuff with his legs, similar to what Lamar did his rookie year, what Justin Fields did last year, it could be an awesome pick. If he turns out to be some more like Trey Lance and doesn't move around very smooth in the NFL, that pick's going to suck, especially in this league when guys you could have grabbed Russell Wilson or a Daniel Jones who also have rushing upside potential. Wow, running backs: Austin Eckler, Bijan Robinson, Damian Pierce, Javante Williams. Enough said. If Javante Williams is good, that's amazing running backs for me
Oh, yeah.
personally. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Chris Olave, Christian Watson, Sky Moore for the wide receivers. That's the weakness right there for sure. But luckily, outside, since it's a super flex, the rest of the rosters are shallow. My top
Yeah.
four, for my running backs and wide receivers are start. Then I just need one flex. And going into week one, I'd feel pretty comfortable flexing Damian Pierce if Javante
Mhm.
Williams' hype isn't that high. So I'm okay with that. And then Waller and Njoku at my tight end position. Just grab two of them again, just shooting for upside at every position, hoping that I can get a breakout there. Eric, any comments on the draft, on my team, on your team? Anything else to wrap it up here?
With the information you have right now, say Anthony Richardson is the starter. Would you start Gino or Anthony week one?
I'd start Geno week one, 100%. I couldn't
I had
do
a
it.
feeling, but
Yeah. I think if you're in a two quarterback league, especially one this shallow, you can take the shot on Richardson because if he is QB1 potential, you're still getting him after a bunch of other guys
yeah,
like Tua, like Prescott, like Watson, who have a little bit, I think, of question marks as well. But if I was doing one quarterback and I drafted Anthony Richardson, I would have to draft another quarterback to play week
yeah,
one as well,
definitely.
like a Geno or an Aaron Rodgers, because I would be very scared to just throw Richardson out there for week one. But yeah. Anything else? I think I'm pretty happy with mine and your team. I feel like that was a really fun draft, pretty quick. It makes 8 team leagues seem pretty fun. I've never been in one that
I have
shallow.
not been
Have
in
you?
one that small either. Nope. I think 10 is the smallest I've been in, and even that, most of mine are 12. I've only
Yeah,
played in like
same.
one or two super flexes either, so
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up. Day 18's in the books. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out the other videos on the YouTube. Peace out, everybody. Thank you very much.